All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Wealth Crusade Live, 2025. So I'm very excited to finally be starting this, and I know that a lot of us have New Year resolutions. We have things that we've said we are going to start this year, right? That we are going to do this year. And those are the things that I want to help you achieve. For me, one of the things I decided I was going to start this year was this weekly live stream. Over and above every other thing I'm doing, this is at the center of my practice, at the center of my essence to teach people how to get wealth, basically. And that's why I'm very excited to be doing this. Okay, so I just need to be sure that people can hear me. So let's do a quick check. That people can hear me. Let's do a quick check. Five, 2025. All right, so again, welcome to the World Crusade, and basically this is going to hold every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Nigeria time. So you want to mark that on your calendar. We're going to be talking everything from personal finance to business to entrepreneurship to personal growth, investing, startups, anything in the enterprise domain. All right, whether it's career development, anything that could help you get ahead economically, we are going to be talking about on this show. Okay, so brace yourselves. It's going to be an interesting time, and I would like this to be interactive, so please make use of the chat box on YouTube. Make use of the chat box on YouTube so that we can. I'm going to be checking that here from time to time, so that we can answer those questions. One of the things that I have realized for a lot of people is that we get stuck in this maze of information gathering, in this maze of learning, and I myself, I get trapped in that maze from time to time, and sometimes my wife even has to come and tell me, hey, you need to act on this thing now. You are over preparing, and that's most times a sign of fear. So we want to take you away from that cycle of learning and trying to understand what you're doing, trying to dot your I's and cross your T's. We want to get to the point where you're actually implementing, because no matter how much you learn, you have not really gained that knowledge if you have not implemented. So it's while you are doing that you are going to begin to learn. And for a lot of us, starting a new business, switching careers, so I've started businesses, I've switched careers, investing, playing in the financial markets, buying your first crypto, buying your first stocks, building your portfolio, or like I did, deciding to manage your finances 100% by yourself. That's your financial portfolio. Those are big decisions, and you can get stuck in the whole, let me make sure that I don't get anything wrong, let me make sure I don't screw anything up. But ultimately, the fastest way to learn is actually by doing. So what we're going to be doing here is giving you the information you need, the education, the wisdom, but also ensuring that you are executing. We will give you the tools that you need, and we will also give you the accountability that you need. That's essentially what the Personal Wealth Academy is about. So very quickly, if you are on this stream, drop me a comment so I can see I can see someone or a couple of people on. This is day one. This is launch day. So I'm just going to do some orientation about what this is all about, and then I will introduce myself, and then if we have anyone on the chat, you can ask questions. So I'm going to be taking Q&As as well on any aspect. Okay, I do not claim to be the sole arbiter of knowledge. Not a, I'm not ChatGPT, right? But I can give you advice based on my personal experience, and basically you can have someone in your corner, and that's what this may be for a lot of you. You're trying to do something. Okay, let's see how we can figure it out together. See the options you have, and then decide how to plot the way forward. Okay, so quick introduction about myself. My name is Adeposi Okukwe, as you should know by now, and my background is actually in architecture, and I studied architecture in University of Lagos. So I have a BSc in architecture. I have a master's degree in environmental design and architecture, and I'm also a certified wealth manager by the Global Academy of Finance and Management. So somebody may look, okay, what's the connecting point here? Architecture, wealth management, finance, wealth crusade, what's going on? What I'm doing here is my passion, it's my calling. It's to teach people how to get wealth, and that was an instruction God gave me some years ago. Even though I've always been fond of this topic, I've always been studying wealth from my teens. It's just something that I just had a passion for it. But it was probably about 7 years ago now, that I got that clear instruction that, okay, the reason you are having this passion, the reason you are having this attraction to finance, to the markets, to business, is because you're supposed to raise people. You're supposed to help people. You're supposed to teach people. You're supposed to mentor people. And a lot of my experiences are proving to be very valuable when it comes to advising people, counseling them, and giving them ideas on how they can run their dreams, basically. So my background is in architecture. I still practice architecture. I'm still an architect. I have projects running. I have a company called Design Party. It's a property development company, so I'm involved in real estate development as well. And so that is my technical training. When it comes to business and finance, that was through self-study. So a lot of YouTube University, a lot of courses, mentorships. I've definitely probably spent maybe 10 times more studying money, finance, wealth, and business than I have on architecture. That just shows how important, how heavy the weight of that call is for me. So I'm an architect. I'm also a businessman, but importantly, I'm very active in wealth coaching, wealth management, and basically teaching you how you can get wealth. Now, how does this tie to your business? How does this tie to your job? How does this tie to your personal finances, your saving, your budgeting, your investing, the struggles you're having, putting food on the table, where you live? All these things are connected to wealth. All right. Those are the things we are going to be unpacking, every week. But I want to give you an idea. So I'm going to change this slide here, so you can see I'm a one-man studio. I'm a one-man army here. I'm going to change this to this. Let's talk about the purpose for wealth. Let's talk about the purpose for wealth. And everybody wants to be rich, everybody wants to be wealthy, but a lot of people do not actually know the purpose for wealth. So let me do something sneaky here and put my picture somewhere here, and everything I'm doing, I'm going to teach you guys down from YouTube, how to do YouTube, how to do art, whatever you see me doing, you are going to learn. Okay, so don't worry about that. So this is what I was trying to do. I was trying to fix my camera here so we can see each other. All right, so what's the purpose for wealth? I wrote an article some time ago on LinkedIn, and I call that article the audacity of wealth. The audacity of wealth. I firmly believe that the purpose of wealth is stewardship, or you can say the purpose of wealth is service. There's no other reason that makes sense at the end of the day as to why you should build wealth if you are not going to use that wealth in the service of others. So that's the ultimate purpose. There's no other reason that makes sense for you to labor to be rich. The Bible actually says we should labor not to be rich. Don't overstretch yourself to be rich. Okay, we are already promised, our prosperity. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospereth. And we know, as Christians, we know all those things, that God is interested in your well-being. And if you are diligent in your work, regardless of what it is, you are going to prosper. That's a given, But I do believe that a certain set of people also have extra grace in a particular line, and that, or extra responsibilities. It's more like a calling, to accumulate wealth. Well, what was the reason that that this wealthy businessman, or the king, or that was the parable of the talent? Why did he give the talents to those people? It points to the fact that there is something about enterprise, there's something about growth, even in the kingdom. There's a justification for it in some aspect, but you can see that even everything that those guys did pointed to the fact that they were doing that in the service of somebody. They were doing that in the service of others. So if you stretch yourself to build wealth only because you want to live comfortably, only because you want to buy designer handbags and cars, buy a private jet, build mansions, you will find that you will end up at the end of your life miserable. Have you ever thought of it, that why do some people, billionaires, extremely wealthy, seemingly no care or no worry in the world, and you hear that these people commit suicide? Does it make sense? It's because there's no fulfillment in wealth in itself, in money. Even Proverbs, King Solomon said it, it's something that it can grow wings and fly away. Today you have it, tomorrow you don't have it. So if you attach your essence to money, it's going to fail you. All right, it's going to fail you. So the purpose of wealth is service, and when you have that alignment, everything begins to fall into place. Everything begins to fall into the right order. You are able to prioritize. Then it suddenly makes sense that if I'm accumulating wealth to bless people, then it doesn't make sense for me to step on people to get that wealth. You understand? If I'm accumulating wealth to help humanity, then it makes sense that I will not defraud other people. I will not break the law. That means I will not break down the social system, in order to get ahead. So it begins to put some things, like there are some battles you do not need to fight. There are some temptations you should not have once you just align with the right perspective. Okay, so the purpose of wealth is service. And what we now do, either with our jobs, with our career path, with our businesses, with our investments, is to create vehicles, or we can call those things buckets. All right, they are buckets, they are vehicles, they are instruments of wealth creation, wealth management, wealth acceleration. Business is a vehicle for creating value, for the market, for the customers, or for the owner of the business. Business is a wealth creation asset. It's a wealth creation instrument. It creates cash flow. That's what it does it's a system that provides value to the market but creates cash flow or assets or wealth for the owner. Are you seeing it? So on the side of the business owner now, you are creating wealth, and you are creating something that can be sustained. Now, when you create that wealth, you move that wealth into another vehicle, which is called the investment vehicle. If you know this, Dr. Brenda is on. I just saw your comment. Good day, Adeposi. So glad I caught this. Left work early today. Had the flu. I'm so sorry. Sorry to hear that. Happy New Year, by the way. Please take care and get well soon. Dr. Brenda is one of my how will I call it now? Consistent. Should I say, what will I call it now? Let's say business partners. And we've been working together for probably 3 years or 2 years, 2 to 3 years in different ventures, in financial markets, in crypto, blockchain, and I think that was where you started that journey. So where was I? Yeah, so I was trying to talk about the quadrants. If you know the rich dad, poor dad, I'm having excess sunlight here, but if this sunlight will allow you to see this, all right, so that is ESBI quadrant. So the E stands for employee, the S stands for self-employed, the B stands for business owner, business system, big business like Bill Gates, Dangote, Elon Musk, Amazon, big business. And the I stands for investor. So what I was explaining now is that you can create a system right here. That's where you are when you are starting businesses. And then that business generates income, generates cash flow, generates wealth. And then what you want to do is that you take that wealth and put it into the investor quadrant. All right, now when you are in the business quadrant, what you are doing is that you are creating wealth. And then when you are in investment quadrant, you are growing wealth. That's what you're doing. So once you have that understanding, a lot of things fall into place. Okay, if you are trying to put $100 in crypto and you want to turn the $100 to $1,000 in one cycle, and I'm not saying it's not possible, and that's actually a valid thing to do, but I'm saying if you are doing that, understand that what you are doing is you are trying to make money. You are not trying to grow money. Nothing grows from 0 to 100, okay, in a very short period. Growth is in stages, and that's how you build resilience and sustenance, so when we are starting businesses, we are creating wealth at scale, because you can step away from the business and it can keep producing and even increasing and expanding without you. But if you are in the self-employed quadrant, which is the S quadrant, in the S quadrant, you are basically working for money. you are the owner of the job. You are not working for somebody else, you are working for yourself. For example, as an architect, I can be self-employed. I can work for myself. And most people, tend to work for themselves. Even if you have a small office, you have a shop, if you leave that scene, the business dies. So you are self-employed. You pay yourself. Okay? Now, the problem with that when it comes to wealth creation is that it's limited in the amount of cash flow or capital that it can generate, because you can only work 24 hours. Okay, if you don't work for a month, then you don't generate any income. Those kind of office where if Oga doesn't come, if you are running a business right now, and if you don't show up for a week, you see that your workers do not produce. Those office, I'm sure we've worked in those systems where when Oga comes up in the morning, everybody just sits up and starts working. If Oga steps up for a meeting, everybody goes to lunch, starts faffing around until he comes back around 2 or 3 o'clock. Everybody goes back to their seats till 5. So I mean, you have a business running, an enterprise running, but the truth of the matter is this: it's not really set up to work without your presence. So I will still categorize that under self-employed. But when we talk about the big business, are people that have been able to remove themselves, make themselves redundant, make themselves unnecessary in the business. So you see some people moving from CEO to CVO and saying, okay, I'm the chief visionary officer, I'm still directing vision and all that, but I'm not involved in the day-to-day operations. That's big business. Okay, and then we can move to investments. So can you see how all these things now play a role in wealth creation, in wealth management, and wealth accumulation? If you are having a career, if you're working 8 to 5, very well and good, you are using that to provide value to the company. You are also providing an income for yourself to sustain your needs. But when it comes to the paradigm of wealth, I see some people on this call, you guys are not chatting with me. Drop something in the comment, let me know who's watching. I can see I have a couple of people on. When it comes to the lens, the perspective of wealth, a job, the money you get from that job, the output, the value you get from that job is what we call seed. It's a seed capital. When you are looking from the consumer standpoint, from the let's call that consumer standpoint, the salary you get, the output, the product you get from your job is salary, is for consumption. But when we look from the standpoint of wealth creation, what you get from the job is capital. So you can take that capital and save it. You can take that capital and invest it. You can save that capital and start a business. You can save that capital and partner with somebody else. And that's how, even within a full-time employment structure, you can begin to build wealth. Because if you cannot run the business yourself, you can invest in a business, you can partner with a business owner and still enjoy the benefits. And then at some point you can save up and start your own business and then reap the benefits of all that leverage. Okay, so this today is just an orientation and introduction. I would have loved to know those of us who are joining me for the launch stream. If you have questions about what I just said, put them in the chat. I will answer those before I end the stream. As I said, this stream is going to be very interactive. Sometimes it will just be a Q&A as we grow. Ask me anything concerning anything money related, finance, business, career, personal growth, personal development, and investing, things like that. So we would see how to give value that way. So what I'm going to leave us with today for everybody on this call is a free gift. Let me call that a free gift for everyone on this call is an introduction to my 3-step wealth formula. The 3-step wealth formula is something that we have is something I've distilled from all the years of my study and experience in the market, and I compared this with other mentors, successful people, out there, and I realized that this was actually true. It was actually valid. It was actually correct, because most people want to just jump from zero to start investing. But there is, as I said, growth or wealth is not something you go from 0 to 100 real quick. That's not wealth creation. You can make money quick, but you can't build quick. You can't build wealth. You can't build wealth. How will I say it? You can't skip the process if you want to build wealth. Even though we can do some financial gymnastics, there are financial engineering that we can do, to shorten the process. Okay, but at the end of the day, it takes time to build wealth. So, how do you go from where I am now? Maybe you are struggling to save. Maybe you don't even make enough money, so you go into debt every month just to survive. Maybe you are in the place where you are working, but the money finishes middle of the month, and then you have to borrow to make it. Maybe take a salary advance, so you are always behind the bills. You may be in that scenario. What can you do? I want to build wealth, but this is where I am. So the 3-step wealth formula is the whole framework to take you from where you are right now to where you want to be. Okay, now I'm going to show you something very quickly, and let's see if I can get that. Yes. Bam. Okay. So this is the point where, even though I have the free training, some of you may need some personalized support, but I'm going to give you guys a free training. Everyone can go to this website. I'm going to put it in the chat box. I'll put it in the chat box. So there's a 17-minute video. Okay, so that's your free gift. There's a 17-minute video there that is going to explain, take you from, okay, how do I know where I am? I want to start building wealth, but I don't even know where to start. Where exactly am I? I need to take you from there all the way to abundance, the full stretch. So let me go to that website with you, and let's see. I'll just take you through quickly. Okay, so that's my back end you are seeing. Okay, so this is the webcrusade.com, the smart framework to buy back your time. This is free, by the way. So is it 20 minutes? I'm not sure it's up to 20 minutes. I think it's about 17 minutes. So it's a very, very impactful training that everybody here should watch. And then it's going to show you where you are. Maybe you are at the point where you are struggling. You are at the point where you are under stress, serious financial stress. The ends are not meeting. Some of you are on the point where you are comfortable, but you are not secure. You are comfortable, but you are worried that, hey, sometime this my income stream is not sustainable. I need to do something quickly. Some of you are in that position. Okay, and some of you are in a place where you are comfortable, but you know that this my wealth, there is no purpose behind it. I'm accumulating this money, but there's a gap. What am I supposed to do with this? So wherever you are in that stretch, this short video is going to give you, this is the foundation of everything we are going to be talking about on this channel. And also, if you are going to work with me in any capacity, coaching, workshop, course, whatever it is, the foundation is what you are going to learn in this course. Okay, and you see we have in this video you're going to see something called the perpetual wealth quadrant. Just the way we had the ESBI that showed you the rich dad quadrant, that I just showed you some minutes ago. I also have something I created called the perpetual wealth quadrant, and that will show you where you are in the grand scheme of things when it comes to wealth creation. So let me see if I can find that. Yeah, I can't find it now. So everyone go here, and you will end up with a, let's see. Okay, you will end up with a 3-step formula at the end of the video, which is what I'm going to close with now. Okay, so this is where we are coming. All right, the 3-step wealth formula, personal wealth formula, is the money fitness protocol. We'll talk about how to get disciplined with your savings. This is like the bedrock. These are like money habits. How to get disciplined with budgeting, how to get disciplined with financial fitness. How do you know you are okay? You go and do a health checkup, but some of us don't know that we need to do finance checkup. Are you financially fit? All right, are you financially obese? Are you suffering from, some people have cancer, financial cancer, they don't know. All right, you have cancer, financial cancer. There is something eating away at your wealth, and that thing is increasing. All right, so after the money fitness, we'll talk about income accelerator, which is how do you leverage, how do you, this is where your business idea comes in. We can create a business system to accelerate wealth. All right, we leverage your skills, we leverage your relationships, leverage systems. How do you use smart leverage to accelerate capital? We are on the wealth lane. Now, on the wealth lane, as I said, your income is seen as capital, not for consumption alone, but a good chunk of it should go into capital. From here, how do you begin to invest? What are the habits? What are the disciplines? What's the goal? What's your freedom? What is a freedom number actually at a perceive? You look at your risk profile, and then you design a cash flow engine that is for you. I can't tell you what your cash flow engine is going to look like. I can't tell you that you must invest in the stock market. I can't tell you that you must do real estate. I can show you how they can help you achieve your goals or move further, but your goals will actually, make it clear and obvious. If I want to get from here to here, then this is what I must do. If I want to go from Lagos, from mainland to the island, and I have 3 hours to do that, maybe I can take a bicycle. If I want to go from mainland to the island and I have 30 minutes to do that, I definitely need a car. If I want to go from mainland to the island in 10 minutes, maybe I should get a helicopter. Are you seeing it? So the destination is one thing. The time frame that you have, or the time frame that you want to allot to that task, is another thing. And you have to design this engine. All right, so that's where we are going to wrap it up for today. Okay, I see a comment from Dr. Brenda. I know it's important to be intentional about building wealth, but I stress daily that I am running out of time, that I may not have enough time to build the wealth to get to financial abundance. Well, the thing about that is, as I think the last statement I made is the answer to your concern, and I definitely understand, especially if you are much older as an adult. It just means you need to have a, yes, you cannot go with a traditional plan. You understand? At the same time, risk is going to be a very big factor if you are, let's say, 40, 50 and above, when planning your wealth, because you can't take, you don't want to be taking the kind of risk that 20, 30-year-olds are taking. You understand? Because if you make a serious mistake, there's no, you don't have, you may not have that time to catch up. But that doesn't mean there aren't, if you have the opportunity, as I said, no matter the age no matter your age, you can decide, I want to go with a power bike, or I want to go with a bicycle. The power bike will be more risky, but maybe, okay, to mitigate the risk of the power bike, let me go for biking lessons. Don't let me just jump on the bike. Okay, maybe instead of driving or riding the bike alone, the power bike alone, what if I find a group that is going to the island and join them? Maybe there's safety in numbers and the power of community. Are you seeing it? So it's not that because you are older, you don't have much time, that it's not a tale of doom. It's not a what do they call that English self? It's not a doom spell, whatever that they call it. We just need to find out, where are you going exactly? Where are you going exactly? And then what can we do? How long do we have? How long do you want to do this? And where do you want to get to? And how do we get there? That's it. You may need to go out of your comfort. You will need to go out of your comfort zone if you're trying to accelerate wealth. All right. If you are working a job, there's only so much you can get from a job because your time is limited. But again, at that age, you don't want to quit your job and say you're going to start a business. So what do? You can retain the job and find out how to start a business on the side, so you can earn extra income and structure that business in a way that it can grow, maybe with little effort, or maybe with partnership or things like that. That's why I love affiliate marketing, because again, you don't need to take on the burden of creating a product. You can just learn how to sell and make money that way. So those are the things that everyone has to look at for themselves and see how they can go. So let's stop there for today. Everyone go to the worldcrusade.com. I need to figure out how to put what they call this sliding thing at the bottom of my screen, so that I can put like announcements. I will just be scrolling and all that, but we'll get there. So just go to the wealthcrusade.com, watch the video. I believe there is a contact button at the bottom. So at the bottom of this video, you can actually book a conversation with me. Dr. Brenda, you have my contact already. But for most people, we are going to be either interacting in a group class. So I'm thinking I will have a quarterly boot camp, a personal finance boot camp. It's going to be probably every 3 months. And we would see the ways that we can get this to work. So I'm also going to be a bit more I'm going to be quite open on this platform because it's a mentoring platform. So I'm not just trying to do this online course or online marketing. I really want to connect with everyone here. And one of the challenges I had over the last couple of years, like 2-3 years, was losing my domain name, my web domain name. So I had adeposiokupe.com, and for some reason my card that I was using to pay, wasn't going through. So I had money on the card, but so I didn't bother, and I missed out on all the notifications from the bank or from the web host until it expired and somebody snatched it. It was so painful because the person that snatched it, someone from China or somewhere, was using it for adult. They were just using the traffic I had, and they were spamming the website with adult content and all this crazy stuff. So I couldn't contact them. I couldn't pull it down, and people know me on that site. They were going to my website, so it was so demoralizing. I tried to reach out. I tried to say, okay, let me even buy it back. No response. Until sometime last year, my wife said, okay, why don't you just go for adikbossy.com and start again? I was like, adikbossy.com, it can never be available. How adikbossy.com, like someone would have taken it. So that day I just said, okay, let me try. And then voila, it was available. So I quickly bought adikbossy.com. I haven't worked on it, but I'm going to work on this. All the offers that I have, if I'm going to do a course, if I'm going to do a workshop, if I'm going to do a class, a project, I'm trying to build a community of wealthy people. So when I have deals that come up, maybe I'm going into a venture and I say, hey, those of you who are interested in joining me on this deal, maybe it's a real estate deal, maybe it's whatever, we will have that on the website. You'll be able to come and get information and subscribe to that, whatever it is you want to do in the Personal Wealth Academy. So that is exciting, and that is coming soon, as you can see. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited we finally started. We'll be here again Tuesday, 2 p.m. Nigeria time next week. Thank you for joining. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Set your alarms. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe. Share this with somebody. Let them know we are starting this, and let's build this community together. After a while, I'm probably considering opening up a community when we get to that level on some platform, maybe Discord, maybe Telegram, maybe whatever, Facebook. I'm not sure yet, or WhatsApp maybe, so people can actually communicate as a community. So with that being said, it was a great launch. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you again next week. Have a great week ahead, and God bless.